Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host Victor Nully, and I am the Comic Hero. The summer of superheroes continues, and on this episode, I'm showing some love to the Fantastic Four. This year marks their 60th anniversary, and as promised, I'm just not wearing one, not two, not three, but 4 Fantastic Four Comic Hero tees, and I'm doing so to show some love to all 4 founding members. And of course, the one I'm wearing right now is Mr. Fantastic. Now, inside the speech bubble, you have a brain. Now, and the reason for that is because his power is elasticity, but he's one of the smartest men in comics. And so and this is the way I want to show tribute to him. And on the sleeves of each shirt is the Fantastic Four logo. Fantastic Four were created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in 1961. It was actually the first collaboration that they ever did together, and the first of many great ones. I mean, whether it be Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, the Avengers. I mean, I could just go, and Black Panther. I could just go on and on with all these great creations that these 2 men did together, and really shaped the atmosphere in comics forever. And this isn't the only one I'm going to wear. I'm going to wear 3 more. In the next segment, I'm going to wear an Invisible Woman Comic Hero tee, showing some love to the Invisible Woman herself, Susan Storm Richards. And of course, then the Human Torch, Johnny Storm, and then the ever-loving Blue-Eyed Thing, Ben Grimm. Really love these characters. Really love that they're the first family in comics. Now, granted, they do get into arguments a lot, but what family doesn't? It doesn't matter whether you're related to each other or not. Arguments are a part of life, but it's not so much that we go through arguments, it's if we settle them, as if we come to terms. And the Fantastic Four always do, even in the heat of the moment. So yeah. Alright, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, on last week's episode, I asked which legendary actor played the role of Toyman on a Christmas episode of Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman in 1994. Well, the correct answer is Sherman Hemsley. And of course, we all know him very well as George Jefferson on both All in the Family and The Jeffersons, which was also one of the hints that I asked on the last episode. But the answer is Sherman Hemsley, and 8 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, your name's been entered in a drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is John Shadowwolf from Benton, Louisiana. So congratulations, John. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is a Fantastic Four question. Which Fantastic Four villain possesses alchemy? Alright, I'm going to give 2 hints. The first hint is that this villain made his debut in Fantastic Four number 30 in 1964. And then the second hint, this villain's name is also Spanish for devil. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. Alright, now Adam Reed from Baton Rouge, Louisiana has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features an X-Men villain going up against another X-Men villain. Although, well, now they're kind of reformed. I mean, they're kind of, in other words, they've allied themselves with the X-Men. Representing Marvel, we have Apocalypse. And also representing Marvel, we have Mr. Sinister. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Apocalypse versus Mr. Sinister. Apocalypse possesses superhuman strength, speed, stamina, endurance, durability, agility, reflexes, resilience, dexterity and senses, genius-level intellect, energy and matter manipulation, flight, immortality, invulnerability, telekinesis, teleportation, telepathy, and the ability to augment, manipulate, or steal the powers of other mutants and cosmic beings. Mr. Sinister possesses superhuman strength and durability, limited telepathy, limited telekinesis, concussive energy projection, agelessness, and molecular manipulation of body and mass. Who will win? Apocalypse will play possum throughout this fight, and you'll find out why later. Mr. Sinister will use his full arsenal of Apocalypse and end up not leaving as much of a scratch after nearly 10 minutes. Out of desperation, Sinister will attempt to telepathically lobotomize Apocalypse. As soon as he enters his mind, Apocalypse telepathically stops him in his tracks and says, "You must have forgotten who you're dealing with. Keep in mind that I made you. Or have you forgotten, Nathaniel?" It's true. Mr. Sinister used to be a scientist who was fascinated with mutants, so Apocalypse turned him into one. Apocalypse then ends the fight by completely stripping Mr. Sinister of his mutant powers. Apocalypse wins, and that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Alright, thank you, Adam Reed, for that fight. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll have another one for next week. And if you want to make some, go ahead and request them. I'll accept a comic book character against a comic book character against a video game character, or a comic book character even against a very serious-minded cartoon character. Preferably anything science fiction like Lion-O and the Thundercats or He-Man or anyone like that. Alright, now it's time for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, there are two things we're going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking, and here's the first. Now, I must warn you, if you have not seen The Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet, skip over this part of Comically Speaking. A few days ago, I just found out that Anthony Mackie, of course he becomes Captain America on the very last episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, has signed on for a fourth Captain America movie coming from Marvel Studios. Now, there is no... There's no news on who else is going to be casted, what the plot's going to be like, when they're going to start production on anything, but it has been announced that Anthony Mackie has signed on for a fourth Captain America movie, and there's really no doubt in my mind that he's going to play the lead role. Really looking forward to this. I knew that he was going to deliver as Captain America, and I was right, and can't wait to see some more of him. It's going to be great. Alright, now the second thing. geek'd was this past weekend, and I want to thank everyone who came out and supported me, especially my mom and my sister, and then also my friend Kirsten Olsen from Haynesville and her three daughters, Rashad Scott and his wife, my friend Mandy Hooter, Fabian Singleton, Chris Singleton, Will Stroud, John Stout. Dan Knight and her daughter. I just want to thank y'all so much for coming out and supporting me. Now I must say that this was my first time being a vendor at a major con, and it was quite the learning experience. And I'm not going to go into detail as to what what I mean by that, but let's just say that at the next con that I do, I'm going to blow everyone away, and I guarantee it. I mean, y'all thought geek'd was something. Just wait till the next one. Which reminds me, the next con I'm going to do is in 6 months, and that's the SBC Comic Con. It's in February at the Bossier Civic Center. Some of the guests that have been named are Austin St. John, who played the Red Ranger, on the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, and then legendary wrestler, one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, even growing up, Sting, will be there. But for right now, while I was at geek'd, my sister Gabrielle, she thought that it would be a great idea for to kind of pick my brain. So she decided to do a short video and ask me some questions, and I'm about to show that right now. So y'all check it out. I hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero's sister. We are live here from geek'd 2021 in Shreveport, Louisiana, with the man himself, Victor Nunley, the Comic Hero. So Victor, tell us about your experience so far this weekend at geek'd.
It's been great overall. Met some new people, handed out a whole lot of business cards, and hopefully I'll get some new subscribers. Now, in terms of what I sold, it was a little slow. But today, on the second day, I sold a lot, and I hope the beat goes on from there.
Awesome, awesome. So, as the interviewer, I get to ask you some questions, comic questions, superhero questions, all the things we want to know.
Okay.
First question, who is your favorite superhero and why?
Oh, that's easy. It's Superman. And the reason why it's Superman is because, despite all those powers that he has, how he's like practically indestructible, it's his mannerism. I mean, he's when you think of Superman, you think of less of him being a superhero, less of him being a friend. And he helps out, and he doesn't mind doing so. And that's pretty much the personality that I take on as well. So definitely Superman.
Awesome, awesome. Another question, what's your favorite part of making the Comic Hero show?
My favorite part would probably have to be everything. There's just not one thing that I like about it. I mean, it's every segment that I do. I mean, from the time that I start planning from it to the time that I upload on YouTube. I mean, just everything. And I don't like to settle, so therefore, I don't want to just settle on one thing about it. I love doing it all.
Awesome, and that definitely comes through. Another question, if you could have a superpower, what superpower would it be?
Oh my gosh. Considering that I do a lot of stuff in my everyday life, I'd probably say multiplicity. Because it seems like, I do a lot, it gets stretched beyond me, so I think multiplicity would help with that. My only concern is that the dupes don't kind of rebel against me, because that wouldn't be fun. So definitely multiplicity.
Multiplicity. All right, one last question, and this is a totally personal little sister, annoying little sister question.
Oh boy.
If you could give me a superhero name, what would my superhero name be?
The problem solver.
Awesome. I love it. Well, Victor, thank you for taking the time out to do this interview with us today. If you guys are around in Shreveport this weekend, definitely stop by geek'd and come and see us. Thanks everyone for watching. This is Gabrielle Nunley, aka The Problem Solver, signing off from geek'd 2021 in Shreveport, Louisiana. And in the words of the comic hero himself, be safe, be blessed, and be a hero.
All right, now y'all found out some more about me. And again, for all of y'all that have that met me for the first time at geek'd, and you're watching this show for the first time, welcome. And I just hope that y'all spread the word, because this is my opinion. Not a lot of folks know about the show, and they need to. It doesn't matter whether you read comics or not. This show is for everyone. And, you know, I'm very grateful for all the growth that I've gotten over years, and I'm grateful for the growth I'm gonna get in the days, weeks, months, and years to come. But I'm throwing my hat in there. SBC Comic Con in February of next year. I'm there. Y'all come, and it's gonna be spectacular. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, first up is Avengers number 47. Batman number 111. Captain Marvel number 31. X-Men Children of the Atom, or rather Children of the Atom number 6. No, X-Men books just called Children of the Atom. Crime Syndicate number 6. Detective Comics number 1041. Extreme Carnage Lasher. Green Lantern number 5. Hardware Season 1 number 1. Hellions number 14. I Am Batman number 0. The Immortal Hulk number 49. Infinite Frontier number 4. The Joker number 6. Justice League number 66. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 29. Sinister War number 2. Static Season 2, so Season 1 number 2. I was almost about to say Season 2 number 1. No, I haven't gotten to Season 2 just yet. Hopefully it will. Suicide Squad number 6. Wonder Woman number 777. X-Force number 22. X-Men number 2. And finally, X-Men Legends number 6. Alright, that's 23, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 10,783. Alright, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. Here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. Which Fantastic Four villain possesses alchemy? Now, here's the hints again. This villain made his debut in Fantastic Four number 30 in 1964. Then the second hint, the name of this villain is also Spanish for devil. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to John Shadow Wolf from Benton, Louisiana, who won a free tee on this week's episode. All right, on the next episode of the show, I'm going to step away from superheroes in terms of comics, and I'm going to show some love to some real life superheroes. On the next episode, I'm going to raise awareness of spinal muscular atrophy. This month is Spinal Muscular Atrophy Awareness Month, and I personally know some young people that may have SMA, but SMA definitely does not have them. And for those of y'all that are watching this show for the first time, I love to raise awareness of different causes. So many times there, we tend to be self-preserving, but what's life? What good is life to be that way? I mean, I love to reach out to others. I love to help others, and when I'm not if I'm not celebrating holidays, I'm not showing some love to superheroes, this is what I do. I raise awareness of different causes, and SMA happens to be one of those causes. And then on the episode after that, which is episode 369, I'm going to celebrate Marvel's birthday. Marvel was founded in 1939 in the month of August, and so I'm not only going to do that this year. I'm going to do that every year. I'm going to celebrate Marvel. Again, I really had a lot of fun at GeekCon last week. I met a lot of great people. Can't wait for the next con. It's gonna be spectacular. SBC Comic Con comes in February. I'll see y'all there. And if y'all think my booth was something, just wait till February. It's gonna blow everyone's minds. All right, I'm Victor Nolly on the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 368. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and it's clobbering time! Hey, wait a minute. I just thought about something. Oh, right. This past Saturday was Free Comic Book Day. Now, Free Comic Book Day is when retailers throughout the world give away free comics, and this happens once a year. Now, it's usually the first Saturday in May, but because the pandemic messed up a lot of stuff, they moved it to August 14th of this year. And I happen to have just about every book that was on the list for this year of Free Comic Book Day. All right, here they are. I'm not going to say what they all are because, as you can see, there's quite a few of them. But I will tell you how many are in this stack. It's 61, which now brings the total number of comics that not bought, but that I have had since December of 1997 to 10,844. All right, with that count, that means that I'm only 156 away from 11,000 comics. Now, for everyone that is watching the show for the first time, this is what that means. Of course, I'm going to start a road to 11,000 comics, and I'm going to start it real soon. Now, the 8th anniversary episode of the show is in October. there's an outside chance that I may reach the milestone at that time. But here's what's going to happen. Now every year when I get to the 1,000 mark, I give folks the opportunity to help me design a comic hero tee to celebrate the milestone. And later next week, around the time that I'm doing episode 368, I am going to I'm going to give you all that opportunity. I'm going to tell you what color the shirt is. The shirt for the 11,000 comic hero tee is going to be blue. But I need some help with which font to use for the number 11,000, and also what other colors to use for the shirt. If you follow me on social media, you'll be able to see it there. But if you're watching this directly on YouTube or IGTV, if you're watching this on IGTV, I'm going to post 12 different choices different fonts for the number 11,000. Your job is to decide which one you like the best and let me know. And I'm going to do the same thing on YouTube. I'm going to post a video of all 12 choices. There's going to be 12 choices, and you get to vote for one. And the one that receives the font that sees the most votes will be the one I go with for the shirt. Really excited about this, and yeah. But I already said my parting words, so see you next week.